back to Fast Family. Welcome back to Project Potter. My name is Kyle, your host, guys. This is our Fast and Furious in review. Welcome to Furious 7, guys. Didn't even put the Fast in the title. They're just like, you know what? Furious 7. If you haven't seen the show before, it's a recap, what we call a quarter minute at a time. 10-second car, which is my favorite actor or actress for the film. The Never Had Me, which is the least favorite, and the score out of 10 and the rankings overall. So we kick it off in London, baby. They say if you want to look at the future, just look behind you. You can't outrun the past. You get Deckard Shaw standing over his little brother Owen Shaw, who's not dead, and I was like, oh, okay, didn't see that one coming. Jason Statham says, if anything happens to my brother, he's like, I'll come looking for you. Deckard Shaw, this dude loves grenades. He has like an obsession with grenades, like a grenade fetish, dude. Dom is like, you don't remember any of this yet, huh? She's like, Dom, I have fucking brain damage. She's like, how do you not know that? She's like, are you the one with brain damage? But she's like, that's not fair, you know I don't. Race wars are back, dude. And she's like, we used to come here? And he's like, come here. He's like, we invented it. There's so many asses, guys, and I'm not mad about it. Cars and club music get the people going, dude. Dom goes to see Letty at her own grave. You know, every time you look at me, she's like, you know how hard that is for me? You know, you have 15 years of memories. She's like, every beautiful moment we've ever had. And she's like, and I don't get that. Or she's like, I'm just a piece of who you see. And she's like, I can't give that to you. She's like, I need to go find myself. And it's true. It's like, it sucks that Dom sees all the memories and she doesn't. And it's so sad. And she's like learning about like, oh, we used to come here and stuff and all the memories and all that shit. So Hobbs is in an Under Armour shirt because of course he is. I will give this man a different wardrobe. Like, I know The Rock loves Under Armour, he's probably sponsored by them, and he looks great, but I'm like, bro, you gotta have a different like get up, at least a little bit. Like, give him a different shirt or something. Deckard Shaw is at his desk. You sure as hell ain't the IT guy, so you better start talking before I break that finger 6 different ways and stick it where the sun don't shine. Oh, classic Rock, dude. Shaw says, you know, he's here for the team that crippled his brother, and I was like, good motive. Still, it's like that Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Cool motive, still murder. So Shaw says he's looking for the team that crippled his brother. So sad, dude, because obviously Shaw went right from here to go kill Han when he drove into his car. Super sad, dude. A package from Tokyo arrives, and Dom is like, oh, what's Han trying to do, convert me? And we're like, oh no, this is not good, dude. So there's a cute scene with Brian where his son throws a car out of the window, or the minivan, and he's like, hey buddy, cars don't fly. And I'm like, keep that in mind for later. What a dilf, you know what I mean? Just absolute dilf in this movie. Leah tells Dom, you know, Brian's really struggling with this whole white picket fence life. I don't miss the girls, I don't miss the cars, but he said, I miss the bullets. And I'm like, kind of weird, dude. I was a cop, and he's got like that thrill seeker life, and he can't just settle for that white picket fence mentality. He has to be in the action. So Dominic Toretto, he's like, you don't know me, but you're about to. Bro, how many times are you gonna show me Han dying? Stop. I've seen it like in 3 different movies now, the same scene, like from different angles of Han dying. It's like, don't remind me that Han's dead. This like sets off the bomb or whatever that's in the package. It fucking explodes, blows up their entire house, dude. And at the last second, Brian throws the mini door, slams the mini door, and then like the explosion throws him into the minivan. It looks fucking super painful because he like smashes against the glass. He's like nasty, dude, and their whole fucking house is blown up, and it's like, whoa, Jason Statham, you just made an enemy you don't want to make, dude. Dom is like, oh, he's the one who killed Han, and The Rock is like, yep, and Dom's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking murder him then. He still calls Brian the Busta, and it's just great, dude. He's like, how'd the Busta take it? I'm like, oh, I love that you're still doing that from the first movie, dude. It's just what makes this franchise so good. I'm gonna go bring Han home, and I'm like, let's go, Dom. So we go back to Tokyo, and dude, we get the song again. It's not the Teriyaki Boys Tokyo Drift. It is that song at the beginning of Tokyo Drift where it's like, you know the one. The opening song of Tokyo Drift. I'll probably edit it in here because I'll put the name in there just so you guys know, but it's a slap, dude. So cool. And we see the end scene again of Tokyo Drift where Bow Wow. God, the fact that Bow Wow's in this franchise is so weird. Not only do we get Lucas Black back, we get Han's funeral, and dude, I am so fucking sad. It is just awful. You can get like any fucking funeral for Giselle. What the fuck? Puts a picture of Giselle on Han's grave, and he says, they say to live in the hearts of those we leave behind, but he puts you in this grave, so now I'll do the same to him. What a fucking fire line that is. I have the quips and the action and everything, but like there's the real heart of Fast and Furious is like the family element, dude. It's like the cast, and it is really sad when you get like major characters, like when Giselle died and then Han died. It's like that was a fucking power couple. That's probably my favorite couple in the whole franchise, and it's like they're both dead now, and it's just really sad. Mr. Nobody says, you know, there's something called the God's Eye, and he's like, it's a tracking device on steroids, basically. Rome is like, all right, guys. He's like, first y'all wanted me to break into a police station. He's like, that's fine. He's like, then you wanted me to stop a tank. He's like, I wasn't happy about it. He's like, but I did it. He's like, then we shot down one of the largest airplanes ever, and he's like, no problem. He's like, I shot that shit out the sky. And then Brian's like, oh, you're right. I forgot that you were the only one that did all of those. And then Brian says, the only thing I've seen you take down is No Knees Denise at prom. Really, Brian? You gonna do that right here? And it's fun. I love Brian and Rome's back and forth, dude. This time, it ain't about just being fast. And I was like, oh, is it about being furious? About to drop cars out of a plane, y'all. Fast and Furious is like, hey, you ever seen cars go out of a plane and then people drive them? No? Cars with parachutes? No? Well, guess what? You're gonna see it now. And it's like, God, this is so weird, but so wild. And it's pretty cool the way they pull it off, honestly. I don't know why they back out of the plane, but basically the plane opens up the cargo bay or whatever, and they just reverse it, and they're like, peace out. And then it's cool because Dom's like the first one, and it's like quiet, and his car's just going down, and he's like, oh shit, and he's like holding on. I don't know, it's funny because even though it's the most ridiculous scene, they made it feel realistic in a way where it's like, even though you know they're gonna be fine, you feel like there's like some actual real stakes there. And guys, back at the bus, he is now Nathan Drake from Uncharted 2, the opening. If you haven't seen that, go watch it because, dude, he is literally straight out of Uncharted 2. The franchise has went from fast cars and culture and girls and the family, and it's just like the last couple movies have shifted to just like heavy action, and I'm like, you shifted from Fast to Furious. And cheesy, but it's like, I don't like that, dude. Using what made the franchise so good, which was the cars and the people. I don't know, it's just a shift that they made in a tone thing, but he says, where's my shoe? And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? And then they go, oh, it flew off in the crash. I think Brian says that. And I'm like, why are these lines of dialogue in the movie? Chips in the car is in the penthouse. And I completely forgot that Ronda Rousey is in this movie, and it's really weird and tacked on. So Dom starts racing towards the window, like full speed, and Brian is like, Dom? Cars don't fly, Dom. And he's like, cars don't fly. Shaw shoots an RPG out there, but dude, they fucking go out of the window and get the car between two buildings, and it's like two of the tallest buildings. It's just an absolutely absurd scene, dude. But because the RPG hits the back of their car, they land in the next building, which is crazy, and even Brian's like, oh shit. And Brian's oh shits are the best. He goes, no brakes, and Brian goes, I'm sorry. Brian does like that fucking blink meme where he's like, sorry? And Tom goes, no brakes. And they're like, oh shit. And they're going way too fast, dude. And they're going to like fucking fall out the window. And it's like, I don't think they can get out. They can't roll out in time because it's going way too fast. And so they're trying to figure out what to do. Brian's trying to like smash. They find out that the chip is like in the console or whatever right there. So Brian tries to smash it, but he doesn't have time to get it out. And so Dom realizes like, okay, I guess we're just going full throttle then. So then because he can't step on the brakes, Dom like gets determined and he fucking steps on the gas. And then they go through a third building, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, Fast and fucking Furious, man. Not only did you steal the host car, he's like, you drove it between two buildings, and Brian's like, actually it was three buildings, and they're like, read the room, dude. We gotta get close enough to the bad guys so that Ramsey can hack them, but we gotta make sure that we don't put Ramsey in danger, because if she dies, our plan is fucked, and they're just gonna have God's Eye and pretty much take over the world. So Brian calls Mia. It's just a heartbreaking scene, dude. It's fucking so well acted between Jordana Brewster and Paul Walker. Yeah, something's about to go down, and he says, if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, he's like, I need you to take Jack and move on. He's like, you understand that? Now Mia finally tells Brian she's pregnant, and I'm like, oh, finally, dude. I was like so worried that Brian was gonna die and she wasn't gonna tell him. But she tells him, and she's like, no. She's like, you need to finish the job and you need to come home to us. The best decision I ever made was walking into that store and buying that sandwich. She like laughs and she's like, but it was such a bad sandwich. And he's like, I know, but I had so many of them. And he takes a minute and he's like, I love you, Mia. And she goes, don't do that. And she starts crying and she's like, the way you said it, it's like, it's goodbye. And it's, dude, I was like fucking bawling my eyes out. This is like really emotional shit, and it's very well done. So props to them. So the Dom and Shaw battle is just so ridiculous, dude. I hate it, honestly. So Dom rides up on him like he fucking wheelies up like Dom always does, crashes into the car. Somehow neither of them are hurt. And then Dom has a shotgun and he's like shooting down and he misses like point blank. And then Shaw has like a pistol and he's shooting up. And I'm like, what is going on in this movie? Daddy's got to go to work. And he fucking flexes out of his cast, dude. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense, but let's go, Rock. This is so dumb, dude. He's got the shotgun and he's just like, you're goddamn right it is. And he fucking throws a shotgun in his car. And then he takes out 2 giant like wrenches, dude. And God, it's so dumb. That they like dramatically leap at each other like the fucking Avengers, like in fucking Civil War, and they start like ching ching, like hitting each other with a wrench fight. It's fucking so dumb, dude. I hate it. It's just too ridiculous for my taste. Hobbs, you bring the cavalry? And he goes, woman, I am the cavalry. And I'm like, why are you calling every female in this movie woman? Like, dude, just stop being demeaning towards women. Street always wins. And he fucking stomps on it, dude, and it like collapses the parking garage, and it's so weird because Shaw like falls down there and falls to his death, and I'm like, goddamn, fucking this movie. He put the bag of grenades on the helicopter. The Rock sees that, and he's like, oh shit. He drops a 50 cal because he's out of bullets, takes out a handgun, and he's like, poof, poof, and he shoots that grenade. Moses blows the fuck up, dude. Go to Dom's crash site. And they pull him out and he's like not breathing or doesn't look like he's breathing. And Brian is like trying to give him CPR. And he's like, you wake up, Dom. He's like, you wake up. He's like, Dom, don't leave me. And Letty goes over and she's like, Dom, she's like, I remember everything. She's like, it came back to me like a flood. And I'm like, this is cool, but very rushed. Really sad scene where Letty says, if you die, I die. And she goes, and I'm not ready to leave this place. Luda's like, yo, shut your mouth for 2 minutes. And he's like, look at this. And Rome looks over and he's like, it's beautiful. And it's Brian and Jack and Mia on the beach, dude, and it's so fucking beautiful. And Rome is like, things are going to be different now. And Dom's like, he's home where he's always belonged. Man, guys, like I need a minute just talking about this. So Dom stands up and he starts walking away. And Ramsey says, you aren't going to say goodbye. And I'm like, get ready to cry, dude. I should point out that Paul Walker died before this movie came out. I think they filmed his scenes, and then towards the end, Paul Walker died, I think in a car accident, and I think Paul was into like supercars and stuff in real life, and man, it's just so fucking depressing. But everyone before this movie came out, they were talking about how like, what are they gonna do about Paul Walker? Are they gonna kill him off the movie, or what's gonna happen? How is the tribute gonna do? They do a fucking, I got chills just talking about it right now, dude. They do an incredible tribute to him. So Dom gets up and Ramsey says, you're not gonna say goodbye. And Dom says, it's never goodbye. And oh dude, we get, I think it's Wiz Khalifa's See You Again starts playing, and we get a fucking, I'm having like a hard time talking about it, honestly. There's a sequence where Dom starts driving, Brian pulls up, or a Skyline pulls up, dude, and he looks over and he's like, hey, you thought you could go without leaving? Or you thought you could go without saying goodbye? And I forget what Dom says, but he says, you'll always be with me, you'll always be my brother. And dude, they fucking take off, and it's like, I live my life a quarter mile there's a montage of all the scenes of Brian, and he's like, is this your car? And it's like from the race from Fast 1, it's like him giving him the junked car. It's all these scenes of Paul Walker smiling in all the movies, and it's so fucking sad, dude. But it's so beautiful, and the tribute is amazing, and then the cars go off in different directions. It's fucking so sad. It says for Paul, and it's like,
thanks for the invite.
It's heavy, dude, but it's so fucking beautiful. It's like one of the, they absolutely crushed the tribute. It's incredible, dude. I was fucking crying hard at this one, and it's just like, I'm almost tearing up right now just talking about it, because it's incredible. But shout out to them, dude, because they nailed the tribute, and it's just like the one thing I always think about when I watch that movie, and it's crazy, but that is how Furious 7 ends.
Right here, right now. Salute me, familia.
Started out small to a real bond, cause we're brothers first, cause we've been through a lot, but it ain't over, we gon' keep it.
You'll always be with me,
Change the game without even knowing.
and you'll always be my brother.
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be there for the last ride. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? we came a long way. I'll see you again.
Hey guys, so the 10-second car award, it's got to go to the late great Paul Walker, dude. This is the last movie he's in. I don't know if they put him in digitally in the future movies. I've only seen Fast 8 once. I haven't seen Fast 9. I've only seen Hobbs and Shaw once, but I don't think he's in there. But this is like his real last movie. I don't know. I think it was his, I don't know if it was his brother. I know his brother looks a lot like him. I don't know if that was him at the end. It shows up because it looks a little off, or they digital recreated him, but they, for what it's worth, they did a good job with it. A great job, really. But man, what a performance. From the funny baby pickup scene, saving his kid's life by putting the mini door closed at the last second, dude, and getting blown into there. The cars don't fly, Dom, that scene. Heart-wrenching phone call he gives to Mia, dude. Man, Paul Walker is just so much Fast and Furious. Maybe even more than Vin, or their Dom is, I should say. I am so fucking sad. I'm gonna miss Paul Walker, dude. He's just a legendary performance in the whole series. And it's like, I think he kind of started off as like just a goofy character, but dude, he really has like great acting chops, and he is so fucking important to the franchise. Man, he forever is going to be a legend. Another performance, like the charisma, the fucking action scenes, just his smile lit up the screen, and it's like forever a legend, dude. We miss you, Paul, and 100% you get my 10-second car for this week. Okay, guys, and for who never had me, this one, it's Moses Chikandi, dude, played by Jimin Hansuo, if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. Very cool looking villain, but just like never really did anything. I don't really know why we were supposed to fear him, dude. We got a very quick blurb on him. Shaw was a much bigger threat, but this movie ran into an issue where they had kind of two villains, but Shaw was the big bad, but he really needed Moses' guys, and it's like, you think Shaw would have his own army, or Shaw would be badass enough, but it was like Jason Statham couldn't quite live up to that. It starts really cool where he's like, I'm going to hunt down the people who did this to my brother, and he kills Han, and we're like, oh. It would have been cooler to me if they like took these guys down one by one or whatever. This was always just kind of coming in late. He seemed like a side character. I understand why they didn't just focus on Shaw. We never really got background on him. There's a quick line from Mr. Nobody. Just another one-dimensional side villain. My guy, you never had me. Okay, guys, first score for this one. This one is a 7.5 for me. I don't know if I'm getting fast fatigue or what's happening here, guys, but I just felt, though, you know, even though we get cars dropping out of a fucking plane, we get the great, amazing, incredible tribute at the end. This movie just didn't really do it for me, dude. And like I talked about earlier, I think it's just like they're moving from street culture and fast cars and the cast to like action scenes, and way too many like shootouts in this movie, and like it's too action heavy. I don't love that. It's like, yes, we get the scene where the car goes between 3 buildings. That was really cool. It's memorable, but it's also like, I don't know, man. And you know, I love the start where Shaw has like motivation, and we see his brother, and it's like, oh, let's go. But then it's like, I don't know, why does he blow the hospital up and shit? It's like, it seems like they're taking care of his brother, so what the fuck? Why are you fighting people? Doesn't make much sense. Shaw always came in and like I was just kind of like, why aren't you just the one villain? And it's just, I don't know, the ridiculous fucking fight between Shaw and Dom with a wrench fight, when like I get that Dom wanted to like, you know, put him in a grave, but if that's the case, dude, just blow him away with the shotgun instead. Some fire songs in here, dude, but the Hobbs thing was weird. The fact that like, I don't know why he was in this movie. It's like they fucking sidelined him in the hospital for 95% of the movie just so he can come back at the end, and it's cool, but also like we don't really need Hobbs in this movie, so it's like, I don't know, I get his role in Fast 5, but he kind of had his arc there, and now he's just kind of part of the crew, but it's weird that he's in this movie. Letty's memory stuff is kind of cool, but it's kind of weird too. Mr. Nobody was really awesome, so shout out to Kurt Russell for his role here. Oddly enough, I don't think there were enough family moments, like even like just the barbecue in last movie after the London thing with Han and all that, and maybe it's because Han was missing from this movie that I felt like it was kind of missing. We had the nice scene at the beginning where cars don't fly, but that was messed up. But I don't know, Letty's memory just coming back is cool, but it's kind of weird. I kind of wish they just like stuck with it, where she's like that Letty is gone, and then it's like we could have just been like, this is our new Letty. But I don't know, man, I just didn't really vibe with this movie, and so I think 7.5 is a pretty appropriate score. So that brings us to the rankings here, guys. Yes, this is a new low. This slots in at number 7 for me. So really quick, guys. Number 1, we saw Fast and 5 with a 9.8. Fucking love that movie. Number 2, we have Tokyo Drift at an 8.6. Number 3, we have Too Fast, Too Furious at an 8.2. Number 4, we have Fast and Furious 6 with an 8.1. Number 5, we have Fast and Furious, still the worst title, but not the worst movie, but not a great movie, at 7.9. Number 6, we have the original, The Fast and the Furious, at 7.8. And then number 7, guys, is Furious 7, 7.5. This was the weakest one, I think. And the tribute is the one that everyone remembers, and it's fucking incredible. So I'm really happy with the way they did it. And it's so sad, and it's like, man, it's bumming me out. But I don't know, man. The movie just, like I said, I think it's just too action heavy, but it just didn't really sit well with me. And I would rather watch all the other movies before this one. Not a bad film overall, but I think the weakest one of the Fast and Furious franchise so far, because there weren't any really like wow moments. I mean, the car between the buildings was cool, but upon rewatching it, I wasn't as impressed as I thought I would be. It is ridiculous. And then the cars out of the planes, cool, but like Fast and Furious is so ridiculous at this point that you'd think you're almost expecting more, which is crazy to say. But I don't know, man. It goes at the bottom of my rankings. I think it was the least favorite one, and for me, it goes at number 7. Okay, guys, that's another episode of Fast Family. We are 7 movies in now, guys. So we have just Fate of the Furious, or Fast 8, and then we have Hobbs and Shaw, and then we have Fast 9. I have not seen Fast 9 yet. I have seen Fate of Furious once, and Hobbs and Shaw once. So again, these later movies I haven't seen as much. I'm excited, but yeah, 7 movies down, guys. Thanks for checking out Project Potter. Thanks for checking out Fast Family. The shirt line in this movie, guys, so that was cool. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell notification, and until next time, guys, I don't have friends. I got family.